Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And today I am going to talk about all of the books, the 30 books, no, not the 30 books, all of the books that I am going to read during the month of February, because I haven't done a TBR over on this channel in a really long time. My opinion kind of changed about TBRs a while ago. When I first started on BookTube, I loved doing TBRs to be read because everybody was doing them. The big videos at the time that I started on BookTube were like the TBRs, the haul videos, the reviews and all that kind of stuff. And so I loved doing all of those like mainstay kind of BookTube videos. But then I saw a video, I can't even remember who it was by, and they were talking about their opinions changed from like one book to the next. And so like they might say, okay, I'm going to read this book next. And then when they finished whatever book they were reading, they would want to read something completely different. So they kind of stopped believing in TBRs. And I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense to me. And then what happened was, because I would like go in and I would do like a TBR and I would say, okay, these are the 10 books that I'm going to read this month. But what would happen is I would go in and then I would read some book and then I wouldn't want to read the next book that I had, already programmed. So I would be like, okay, I'm not going to read that book. But then I would feel like, but I'm not sticking to my TBR. And so it was like these crazy rules I made for myself, right? And since then, I've just kind of read what I wanted to read, and it's made me very happy. So I think maybe what I'll do is a want to read or a hope to read. And that's what this is today. It's kind of like a hope to read or a want to read, because these are the books that I want to read during the month of February. Now, I have to tell you, I have very high hopes, okay? Because, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, especially with Peter's Book Club and with the True Crime Book Club, but just be patient with me, okay? I'm getting back into the whole realm of reading. I just last week, I finished my very first book for the year. And that is Flame and Fortune by Jana DeLeon. And I think it's book 22 in the Misfortune series. So, in January, I did not read the Peter's Book Club book, I'm the Girl, by Courtney Summers. And I did not read the True Crime book for True Crime Book Club, which is Dark Knight and Aurora. I haven't read either one of those books. Now, I immediately, as soon as I finished Flame and Fortune, I started reading I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers. And my plan is to finish that by the beginning of the week, and then to read the book for True Crime Book Club. So that is kind of my plan right now, going into the first week of February. So I've got all of that down, and I think after February, I'll kind of be like back into the whole realm of things. And in fact, it's funny because Mel and I were so proud of ourselves because we were like planning the book, club, and we had come out with the book that we're doing for February, which next month, I will tell you, we will announce the book for March. Probably around the middle of February. And we will also, give you guys further notice on when the live stream is going to be. And we were so proud of ourselves because we came up with like when the live stream was going to be and all this kind of stuff, which we're super excited about. And then Nikki from the book club, she said something about it being a Super Bowl. And we're like, oh, so we picked Super Bowl Sunday as the day for the live stream. So we're probably going to have to go in and change the date of the live stream, which is fine. It's our first live stream back, and, we'll get used to it, and we'll figure it out and all that kind of stuff. But I thought that was kind of funny because we were so proud, and I, like, even texted her, and I said, like, oh, we're getting things back in order. And so this is just me getting back into the reading world, and I have to tell you, like, I sat down and, like, the last hour of the Misfortune book, like, I just, like, listened to it on Audible, and I love Cassandra Campbell, who is the narrator. And that kind of goes into one of the books I'm reading for February. But anyway, I love her so much, and I just listened to the last hour of the book, and I just like powered through it. And I was like, God, I really missed listening to audiobooks. Like, I love listening to audiobooks so much. So let me get in and tell you guys what my plan is for reading for the month of February. Now, I'm only going to show you like 7 or 8 books that I have planned, and I'm sure I won't get through all of these books, but this is just kind of like my hope or my want to. So the first book is A Literal Mess, and this is an Allie Cobb mystery by J.C. Kinney, and it takes place in Indiana. It takes place in southern Indiana. I have been reading this book. My neighbor across the street recommended it to me. It's a cozy mystery that takes place in Brown County, Indiana, which is near Bloomington. I have been reading this book for months now, okay? So I've got to finish this book. It's literally I think it's under 200 pages, or right at 200 pages. Oh, it's 185 pages exactly. So I have to finish this book this month, okay? So I'm going to read a little here and a little there, and I'm going to get this book done. And I have to tell you, what's interesting is I really like it. I really like this book. So if you like cozy mysteries, it's the first one in a series. There's several books in the series so far. It's really good. It's about a woman that's a literary agent. She returns home for her husband, or for her dad's funeral, and then this like mystery occurs and all this kind of stuff. I really like it. I like the characters. I like the town, obviously, that it takes place in, because I know the town. And it's small and it's quaint and all that kind of stuff. And of course there's food and all of that. But the thing is it's just like, for me, it's like, sit down and watch a TV show or sit down and read a book. And right now it's sit down and watch a TV show. So, but I'm going to finish this book this month. So that's the first one. The next one is... and this will probably take me no time to get through. I actually am kind of surprised I haven't picked it up yet. And that is the Alice Oseman Heartstopper yearbook. I ordered this on Amazon. I didn't even know it was available, and I was just like looking to see. I think actually, shoot, you know what? I bet I think it comes out maybe the 21st, Heartstopper 5. So if that comes out this month, I think I pre-ordered it. I will be reading Heartstopper 5 as well, which is the 5th and final Heartstopper book. And then I will also be reading the yearbook, which this is really short, you guys, but it's real cute, and it has a lot of like extra stuff about the characters, and I just love the whole Heartstopper series. I've said this many times, if this series or the Netflix series they based it on, which is fantastically done, if that had existed when I was like in middle school or high school, like it would have been so helpful to me, you know, as this closeted gay kid. It would have been unbelievably helpful to me. So, yeah. So anyway, the Heartstopper yearbook I'm going to read, and I'm also going to read, well, I guess I should look on here and see. Let's do it really quick. Hold on a second. Pull up Amazon. Okay, Amazon. Heartstopper. Shoot. There's a sticker book too, you guys. Heartstopper 5. Okay. Oh, it comes out. I'm going to stop this for just a second. Hold on. Okay, so I went and I looked it up, and it says that the 5th installment of the Heartstopper series comes out February 2nd, but I'm not seeing it out. So if it's out, I'm not aware of that, and it's February 4th today. But anyway, when it comes out, if it comes out this month, I will read that as well. Okay, then the next book that I'm going to read, I was actually talking about this in a vlog the other day about how much I loved this author back in the day, and I pulled this book down randomly, and then I was like looking at it afterwards, and I was looking at my Goodreads and all this kind of stuff, and I don't believe that I've ever read this book, and that is Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. And when I was talking about it in my vlog, I was like, yeah, I've read like all of her books except for 2. And when I was reading looking through my Goodreads, I was like, there's like 4 or 5 of her books that I have not read, and I love Ellen Hopkins. Like, she is one of my favorite authors of life. And so I pulled this down, and I was like, if you've ever read an Ellen Hopkins book, they are written like prose. But they don't read like prose. I don't know how to explain it. And they're beautifully written, and the stories are fantastic, and she develops just unbelievable characters that are going through just like unbelievably hard stuff. And each book kind of has a theme to it. Of like she started her writing talking about like, I think she based her stories on her daughter's journey through like methamphetamine abuse and things like that. And her first book I think was called Crank. And that's how I found her, from people that I knew that, you know, were in recovery that had read her books and they loved them. So that's how I found her books. And she's written all kinds of books about all kinds of things, and they're fantastic. And they're typically young adult books, but they're not for the faint of heart. And I would highly recommend them. So, and they're really easy to get through. I mean, you can literally read like 50 pages in 5 minutes or something like that because they're so short. So anyway, I'm going to try to read that as well this month. And then the last, well, this is not a physical copy book that I'm going to read, even though I have it in a physical copy. book is Shady Hollow, a murder mystery by Janelle Black, which is a cozy mystery that involves a lot of animals. Well, it involves all animals as characters, and then they have like a cozy mystery that occurs in their small town. Somebody told me that Cassandra Campbell, who narrates the Misfortune books, narrates this book on Audible. I was at about 20 or 30 pages into this book when they told me that, and so I just went into Audible, and because I have 7 credits, or 8, now I probably have 8 credits or something, but anyway, I went into Audible, and I bought this book on Audible, because I was like, I want to hear Cassandra Campbell narrate it. When you find a narrator that you absolutely love, my 2 favorite narrators on Audible are Cassandra Campbell and Bonnie Turpin. And when you find a narrator that you love, it's like you want to listen to everything that they narrate, because it's just like, I mean, it's unbelievable to just hear a book by narrated by somebody that you love so much. I love it even more than when like an author narrates it. And I also think at the same time, like, somebody can kind of like ruin a book as well. I love Sissy Spacek. Sissy Spacek is one of my favorite actresses of life, but she narrated the Audible version of To Kill a Mockingbird, and it was so different than what I had in my mind of what Scout sounded like, Jean Louise, and what I had seen in the movie and things like that. And she really tried to make it her own, that it really ruined it for me in the long run. So I was just kind of like, like after I listened to it, I was like, I think I'm kind of done with To Kill a Mockingbird going forward, which has always been like my favorite book of life. But that last time that I listened to it and she narrated it, I was just kind of done after that. So that's that for the physical copy books. As far as Audible books for this month, Shady Hollow, which was the one I just talked about, I'm going to be listening to Swamp Spirits, which is the last book by Jana De Leon in the Misfortune series. I think it's book 23, but it might be book 24, 23 or 24. So I'm planning on listening to that as well and getting that done, because I want to be completely caught up on the Misfortune series. And then I also want to listen to Body at Buccaneers Bay, which is by Josh Lanyon, and it's a cozy mystery series. It's a gay cozy mystery series, which involves this guy that moves to Buccaneers Bay, and he opens a bookstore, and he falls in love. I can't tell you with who, because it'll ruin it for you if you want to read it. But it's really well done, actually. And Josh Lanyon is, I think, a pseudonym for a woman that writes like gay male and male romance, but it's not like super sexual or anything like that. It's done very innocently. It's a cozy mystery, and I love it. And the mysteries are very well done. And so this is the most recent one that is in Audible book form. So I'm going to read that as well. And then also I'm going to be reading I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers, because I'm listening to that currently right now. I'm like an hour into it right now. And then I'm also going to be listening to, as soon as I finish that, I'm going to listen to A Dark Night in Aurora, which is our book for True Crime Book Club. And then I'm also going to be listening to Shattered, which is, hold on a second, I haven't bought it yet. Shattered is the February book for True Crime Book Club. And then I'm also, I guess I have a lot more books than I thought I was going to read for the month of February. I'm back in it, and so I'm real excited about all these books. And then the last book that I am going to read for the book of February is, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And I talked about this in one of my last videos. I absolutely love Grady Hendrix. He's one of my favorite authors of life, which is why I picked him for the February book. I still haven't announced it on my Instagram. I need to do that today. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, and those are all of the books that I'm going to be reading for February. If I would, for some reason, if I would get through all of those, I mean, I have like 10 other books that I want to read, but we'll wait. I think this is, here, let me get a little bit of a thumbnail going on here. I think this is enough of a proposal. I think this is enough. I mean, I read one last month, okay, and now I'm going for like 8 or 9. I think that's enough, right? Like, that's a lot. So we'll do our best. I'm going to try my best. I tried my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. And I guess I should be proud of myself for even finishing one book last month, but I really wasn't. I was like, Peter, you only finished one book. So anyway, but I'm getting back into the realm of things. I'm back into the realm of things, back into the, the push and the pull of things. So anyway, let me know what your plans are for reading for the month of February, if you're going to read any of those books with me. And I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.